Hello and welcome back. I'm Jess Carfello, NHL producer for WP Sports Desk and executive producer at Fake News Network.
And I'm Scotty Minieri, host of Music and the Movies and at Brave New Radio, member of WPTV, and welcome to our 14th annual Braveathon.
Braveathon is our biggest event of the year where our award-winning TV and radio station combine for an all-day live music marathon featuring the best local bands and artists.
This is a big tradition at William Patterson's communication department.
We're excited to be back for another year of awesome performances and interviews with 10 hours of 10 different bands.
For the full lineup of musicians sharing their talent with us today, or to watch and listen to the all-day event, visit gobrave.org/Braveathon 2024.
Whether you're listening in your car or you're watching at home, head on over to Instagram and follow us at Brave New Radio and at WPTV Network so you can see so many behind-the-scenes pictures and videos from the entire day.
Our next performance of the day is an experimental indie rock band from the New York City area that has played shows with Car Seat Headrest, Emperor X, and Trace Mountains. Please welcome Otis Infrastructure.
Hi guys, we're Otis Infrastructure. Thanks so much for tuning in to listen to us or watch us play. The song's called Razor's Edge. Riding out of a corner, thinking off of a ledge. I'll take my time with this one. Atop the razor's edge, this I pledge. This I pledge. Take me back to the station so I can catch a train into another station, like a mouth to the flame in the flame. In the flame, marching to battle, the soldiers died of blue. What crimes as nursery rhymes that a coup just think as I do. $200 from the family kitty, a family man at the store. I smiled at him and said, "You look like a killer," and he said, "Thank you, man." But not anymore. Oh, but a word. I picked his brains for a minute. He said he once built a bomb, but now he drives for a living, patrolling the streets, looking for me, 'cause it is my own. He was a favorite outside. Oh, mansion, 5x5. The man can do no job without decree to some degree. C'est la vie, I'm wild and I'm free. Look at me in the face, look at me in the face. Can't you see I'm in the razor's embrace? Look at me in the face, look me in the face. I got too close to the razor, razor, razor. Look at me in the face, look at me in the face. Can't you see I'm in the razor's embrace? Oh, oh, look at me in the face, look at me in the face, look me in the face. No, no, no. Riding out of a corner. take this one atop the razor's edge of this our place. This our place. Take me back to the station. I'm gonna catch a train. No other destination. There's my final refrain. This is my final refrain. When they find me on my face with your love out of reach, I won't run, I won't hide, and submit to the tide of goodbye. I got something on my side. Thanks, guys. This next song is called Gully. It's on our 2020 record called Wind Down in Wrinkletown. That last song was on the album we put out in January called In a Room. If you want to listen to it, it's all on Spotify, Apple Music, all the places you can find your favorite tunes. Thanks so much. Once again, we're Otis Infrastructure. Paddling out, dead and sound. Don't go too far, don't come too close. Baby brook, flopping fish. Don't cut the line, but don't really. I saw the city and I saw the plane, but I missed the middle terrain. I was way in the air for pleasure or pain. Dark colored glass on its head, a stoplight at permanent, yeah. My brand new shoes have no reviews, so I'm not sure how I feel. Do you sit or do you stand with your latex gloves all right at hands? When the tide comes fast, do you grab a hold or risk the weather outside the mud? I see my life is a revolving door with exited entrances blurred. The parking lot and the waiting room, I say my goodbyes slow. As the gully and water splash hit the hands, came tumbling down. Turn your back on crystal traditions and you'll feel like a clown. What happens to diamond radios? Telephones don't breathe there. Even my confidence is broken. The drive is subjective. I wonder if I even see that. If the real map starts with the atlas, ends will have my cover. Check that bend. Under the overground bus when the dirt cloud slants, you can feel that never ends. It never ends. Thank you so much. I'm Dean Essner, playing guitar. That's Mike Perry on bass. That's Alex Torres on drums. You've got it tuned to 88.7 William Patterson University. College radio is the best thing on the planet, I guess. I love it so much. It formed this band, so. This next song is called Unclenched Fist. I just have to find my capo, which I dropped somewhere. Thank you, Mike. Those of you tuning in, Mike just almost tumbled in front of the bass drum to get my capo, which is real dedication, real love. Anyway, thanks so much. Really quick tune break, sorry. I don't know if they can hear you, Mike. I don't know how to multitask. Apparently men are bad at multitasking. I'm a testament to that. Okay, let's try that again. This is Unclenched Fist. We're Otis Infrastructure. Thank you so much. Touch my cheek with an unclenched fist. With this bucket I'll collect the mist. And when the bucket spills I'll be just fine. I'll shake the drops right off of mine. This is nonsense. There's no pretense. Come on, say it. I'll be waiting. Touch my cheek with an unclenched fist. And drunken light hands so slack like lips. I want to love something I can't define. Because you're mine, I'll walk the line. You are reaching, black is reaching. Stop your teaching. Stop your teaching. Touch my cheek with an unclenched fist. Time reveals itself unless you resist. I want to love something I can't describe. I want to live for something that won't survive. Who loves you now? 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 Thank you so much. We got two more. This next song, we're going to slow it down a bit. This is also from our new record, In a Room. It's called String and Vine, and I need a tune again. Such is life. So I started this band, Otis Infrastructure, back in 2012, and it was birthed from college radio. So it's honestly awesome, full circle moment to be back here in college. The grass is green, but the gold is fake. The coffee has no caffeine, but it still keeps us awake. If this is a storm swell, then we must be in the eye. It's clear and blue above the house, becomes darker down the line. Oh, I don't know the distance between bone and skin. I don't know the difference between friends and kin. I don't know the difference between arch and line. And I don't know the difference between string and vine. Take it away, boys. Take my solace in a turn back clock, 'cause you're always an hour late. I know our avenue's cracked up, but so is the interstate. Turn your attention inward, and your heartbeat gets too loud. Why do they measure the strength of the sun when the sky is full of clouds? Oh, I don't know the distance between bee and hive, and I don't know the difference between scallion and chive. I don't know the difference between atmosphere and air, and I don't know the difference between here and there. right, we've got one more. Thanks for tuning in again. This last song is the title track on our record that came out in January. It's called In a Room. And it's a really fun one to play. Thanks so much again. We're Otis Infrastructure. I'm Dean. That's Mike. That's Alex. Thank you to Braveathon 2024. It's been a blast. Riding bikes around the blast zone of border painted black. You never know just what you have until your mama laughed. In our room, in our room, in our room, in our room. A heavy wind attacks the tree line. A bird escapes the dock. You're always on a one-way street when you overshot your block. In our room, in our room, in our room, in our room. The weather outside is putrid and gray. The weather inside is the same every day. The golf ball recoils an inch from the hole. When the drawbridge collapses, you won't get back your toe. People bark out inane things from a perch above the din. Windows barred and doors padlocked from the emptiness within. In our room, in our room, in our room, in our room. Spent a lifetime in a room, curtains drawn, fake flowers blue. Diorama of a town, I've come and visited if you're down. Driving on the ocean side where cars are subject to the tide. A cup of coffee down the drain, a shared relationship from a state. That's upstairs outside. That's upstairs outside. That's upstairs outside. That's upstairs outside. Spent a lifetime in a room, a fork can function as a spoon. $100 on the horse had stuffed atop the mantle. I bought a dictionary, then I met an actuary. Pursed lips, they sedentary. Well, we can't stop the bang. That's upstairs outside. That's upstairs outside. That's upstairs outside. That's upstairs, that's upstairs. Thank you. We're Otis Infrastructure.
Please give it up one more time for the amazing Otis Infrastructure. We've got so much more coming up on Braveathon.
We're gonna take a quick break real quick, but when we come back, Jess and I are gonna sit down and chat with Otis Infrastructure. So don't go anywhere. This is our 14th annual Braveathon. Welcome back to Braveathon. I'm Scotty Minieri.
And I'm Jess Carfello. We're sitting down here with the amazing Otis Infrastructure. Just nailed a killer performance in Studio A. And
So we're gonna start off with our first question, which is, you guys mentioned while you were performing that you started at college radio. So you want to explain that a little more?
Yeah. So the band. So actually, this project I started back in like 2012. I went to University of Maryland, and the first shows we played were at WMUC. Shout out to University of Maryland, WMUC. So there were a couple of lineups there, and then the band kind of like went away for a bit, and we reformed in the sort of like New York, New Jersey area. These guys are from Jersey. I'm from Brooklyn. But like the early days of the band were, just practicing in a live room that's not nearly as nice as the one you guys have. But we recorded a record at the radio station, and so college radio is kind of in the DNA of Otis Infrastructure.
so, speaking about live rooms, I noticed you guys worked with Lisa Vald records some special live performances on vinyl. So explain a little bit more about it, because I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. It was a really cool process. We got to cut individual songs for like dedicated to one person, so like people could basically request that they wanted like a live performance of this song or that song. And the fun thing is that we only had one chance, actually two chances to nail it, because there's a side A and side B. So a couple times we messed up on side A, and then we had to be like, actually, let's redo it on side B. So like the special someone that got, let's say, Adrian Street, which was a song on our last record, the first version of it is just us messing up a minute 30 in, and then the second side is, actually, this is the right one. So it was a fun process, but it was also cool to just make like a tangible thing to have.
We got in and out of there in like less than an hour.
Was it that fast?
I remember it being
It was like
really
it
fast.
was really fast. Yeah, it was like bang bang boom.
I think we cut like 20, 25 songs.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was like 2 hours, but it definitely felt like it went really fast.
Yeah, it was super fast.
Yeah.
That's super cool. So where does the name Otis Infrastructure come from?
So I have a boring answer for that and also like a fun answer. The boring answer for it is I just, I don't know, I was just kicking around like cool band names with a friend in high school. And I was like, what about, and I just took 2 words and put them together, Otis and Infrastructure. And he's like, that's the dumbest name I ever heard in my life. So when I was looking to start the project, I just kind of hung on to that. That's the boring answer. The fun answer is that, like, I don't know, there's something kind of like fun and nuanced about the idea of taking a really short word and putting it next to a really long word. And I think there's some like literary like coolness to that. But yeah, so there's both like no reason that it's that, but also like it stuck around just because there is like a little something about it that people kind of like. But yeah, it's nonsensical in the best kind of way.
I mean, sometimes some of the best band names come from just mashing 2 words together.
Oh, yeah.
For instance, Car Seat Headrest. You guys opened up for them. Tell us a little bit more about how that came about.
Yeah, so actually that happened in college radio. So yeah, a friend of mine put on a show, and this is a while ago, and we got to open for them. I think it was a couple of months before Teens of Style came out, and Will Toledo from the band was really sweet. He bought the record that we had just put out, Minimalism, and then a couple years later when the band blew up, I went and saw him after a show, and he sort of remembered me. He's like, "You're Otis something?" I'm like, "That's good enough." Got one of the 2 words. Got the easy word, so. But yeah, it was just a kind of a chance thing. Got thrown on a bill with him, and it was really cool to get to play with him because I feel like we take a lot of sonic cues from a band like that. So yeah.
That's really cool. So, how long have you guys been playing together exactly?
Sure. We met. Do you want to tell the story really briefly about how we reconnected on a?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. So I had just moved. I had lived in Chicago for a bit, and then I came back to the New York area. I was living in Hoboken, and Dean and I actually went to high school together.
Long Island. Long Island boys.
On Long Island, yeah. And yeah, I was just, I think I had kept in touch with Dean a little bit. I had heard some of the music that he'd put out at that point. I always thought it was cool. I was always like, hey, nice album, man. And then, we had jammed a little bit in high school back in the day, but, we weren't in touch that much at that point. And then, I had just moved back to the area, and I was on the LIRR going out to see my parents on Long Island. And I ran into Dean, and he was like, yeah, you want to, I'm looking to start Otis Infrastructure again here. And that was how that happened.
And then we played a little bit. We played 1 or 2 shows with another drummer, and then you guys met at a Halloween party.
Yeah.
What were you dressed as?
Taco.
A taco?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's I like that. I like that. So yeah, he was dressed as a taco, and then Mike says, "I think I found a drummer." It was the first drummer we had played with since the other guy kind of like briefly was in the band, and the rest is history. We've been together since like 2017, I think.
Yeah.
2017. So since 2017, how has your music evolved, with each other?
Oh wow.
Heavier drums. By far.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, so the way the band kind of works is that I kind of write the skeletons of the songs, and then I bring it to these guys, and they just take this black and white idea and just sort of flesh it out into color, and it's amazing. Working with them is amazing. And I feel like, my songwriting is very malleable and moldable, and these guys have a lot of influences in some jammier stuff and some funkier stuff, and which is stuff that I really didn't grow up listening to and wasn't really in the DNA of the band before they joined it. So they've taken these songs, including a lot of older ones, in a bunch of really fun and cool and exciting directions. And now the 3 of us have been playing for so long, I feel like I bring the songs I'm bringing to them and working on together are songs that I know they dig and can work with, and they're just amazing to play with. It's so cool to play with them. Yeah.
So the last record you guys wrote and recorded in a room was made during the pandemic and passed it. What were some of the experiences during that time that you guys had that you wanted to share with the world?
Oh man. I can tell you that it really wasn't. I didn't like set out to write pandemic songs, but I mean, like, you know, we were all living in this time. It was the natural source of inspiration. But like, kind of, I remember the first thing that came about is we were jamming. Like a couple of months after we released our last album, we're always just jamming, working on new songs, and I had this line that I was kicking around in my head that with both the concept of like just the repetition of the words in a room, and then the opening line of the song In a Room and the record is riding bikes around the blast zone, which actually was my girlfriend and I, we were just riding city bikes around Brooklyn, and the city, you know, Brooklyn looked like a wasteland. It was terrifying. Just like everyone was inside, no one was outside, and I was like, oh, you know what? We should just take inspiration from what we're going through, and we jammed on that song and cranked it out really fast, and then like, I don't know, this loose theme of like isolation and learning how to communicate better, and just sort of like dealing with the circumstances that you've been sort of like thrown into just became a sort of like a through line of the record thematically, and yeah, I mean, we all just sort of like did our best to jam, you know, during the pandemic and social distance and stuff and stay healthy, and yeah, and then we recorded the album. I want to say started in 2021. We demoed in 2021, and then the album. It took us like nearly 3 years to make the album. Yeah. So like by 2024, when we were about to put it out, and I'm like listening to these songs about COVID, I'm like, wow, I'm like, you know, 4 boosters like removed from writing these songs.
Vaccines, four shots later.
Yeah, exactly. 4 shots later, and the album is out. So.
The idea was originally making short songs, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. Well, I feel like we always set out to do that. We're always like, this is gonna be the album we write pop songs, short pop songs, and then we'll just end up jamming on something for an hour, and we're like, well, that's out the window.
Yeah. It's gotta go here. We gotta add that.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, so.
So, one more question. I noticed you guys played the Bitter End in New York City quite a few times.
Yeah.
What makes that place so special? Why do you keep coming back, and why should people go see shows there?
That's a great question. You want to take this one? You've played Bitter End a bunch with other bands too, haven't you?
Yeah.
John and
the owner, Paul, is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Originally, we got it from Dean's dad.
Yeah, my dad and Paul, the owner of the Bitter End, shout out Paul. He and him go way back, and when the band was first starting out, before these guys, actually our first ever show was there. And we were really bad, but Paul, I guess, didn't think we were that bad, because years later he had us back, and each time we've played, we've just gotten better and better. But yeah, I mean, the place is amazing. Every single famous like rock star that, you know, we love and idolize played there, and you know, it's just awesome to like, you know, walk around and look at the murals over the bar and be like, yeah, we're playing where this and this artist played, and you know, you try and fill these gigantic footprints, but it's tough, but we do our best.
And the back line is relatively nice.
Oh
there.
yeah, and the sound there is impeccable. Oh, it sounds so great. I wish they'd take out the tables and make it standing room. But that's, you know, that's never gonna happen. But you know, it's just more fun to play to a standing audience. But
yeah,
that place rocks.
Always.
Well, one last time, we'd like to thank Otis Infrastructure for being here.
Stay tuned, because up next is a performance from Beach Days.